What up, Wrinkle Army, and welcome back to the Square Circle Podcast. I am your host, Marie Shadows, and we are continuing to talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling Sakura Genesis 2021 card. We are currently on match 3, which was Great-O-Khan, Jeff Cobb, and the new member of United Empire called X, taking on LIJ members Naito, Sanada, and Shingo. Now, the member of United Empire, everyone across the internet knew. I even knew. You want to know my source? It was context. That's all it was. The source was context. I didn't need to probe into wrestlers' lives or even DM them or even try to be like, hey, let me know firsthand. But through context, I realized that the new member of United Empire was definitely going to be Toa Henare, who now goes by Aaron Henare, which I'm definitely going to miss saying the name Toa on this podcast episode and future podcast episodes. Anyway, so like I said, my source was definitely context. In the weeks leading up to X being revealed, the one member on the New Japan roster that was completely frustrated, aside from the Young Lions, was definitely Aaron Henare. And it started with facing Jay White. And I think it was even earlier than that. But I think Henare facing Jay White was the start of all of his frustrations, especially when Jay White was telling Henare that he's definitely not on his level, and Jay White does not care about Henare, that he's just another stepping stone in Jay White's path in order to win the New Japan Cup. Now, Aaron Henare, during that time of facing Jay White in the New Japan Cup, he put on one hell of a show. But obviously, he wasn't there yet when it came to facing Jay White, which is okay. So the frustrations were building, and then him teaming with Finn Juice didn't really help. Him teaming with Tanahashi really didn't help. And no one really sat down to be like, hey, we really need to change up your attitude and your way of thinking and even the way that you approach working out. Because if you guys saw the reveal, Aaron Henare looked really great. He looked really great with the oversized long leather jacket, the gloves, the ring gear that he had on, and it reminded me of him looking like Morpheus from the Matrix. And I thought that that was going to be the inspiration behind it. And it's a whole new Henare. It's not going to be the same Toa Henare that we saw before, even though he has a lot of potential. And he will one day be the very best and the very intimidating Aaron Henare in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And him standing alongside Jeff Cobb, that's going to be an amazing tag team in a few months. Like, I really want to see them become tag team champions. That's why I would think that they should team up and take on the Gorillas of Destiny and maybe dethrone them so that way they could have the titles for a little while. Maybe that could be in the future. And I would definitely love to see a rematch between Aaron Henare and Jay White, because essentially Aaron Henare needs to right that wrong on his career accolades. When that match happens, I don't know, but it'll definitely be a nice future fantasy booking to get that to happen on New Japan Pro Wrestling. I've always saw Henare as a heel rather than a babyface. He tried the babyface route, tried the sympathy route. It just wasn't working. The frustrations was there. And then once he made the turn and the acceptance to go into the United Empire, then everything made sense for him to be a heel. Everything just looked right. It feels right. It feels very important. And that's what Henare always wanted to get across to everyone and anyone, even if he were to retell his story of how he got to New Japan Pro Wrestling, all the obstacles that stopped him in his path to get to New Japan Pro Wrestling. And he overcame everything, and he's here and he's with the company now. So standing in the United Empire along with Great-O-Khan, Jeff Cobb, and Will Ospreay definitely makes Aaron Hanari feels super important and at the forefront of something amazing. So I'm happy that Hanari made the switch to throw out his morals and become a heel and join the United Empire, because it really does make him look special. It really makes him look like this is the guy that will one day hold the IWGP Heavyweight Championship title, that will hold the tag team titles. Hell, maybe even hold the Never Openweight Championship title. Even on commentary, they mentioned that Hanari never got the chance to go on excursion. And with the way the world is currently, obviously excursions are not even going to be talked about to have these guys go where they want to go to learn and grow and evolve and then come back to New Japan Pro Wrestling to become the best wrestler that they can definitely be. And I definitely think that this opportunity of joining the United Empire, and I think that this opportunity of Hanari joining the United Empire is his excursion to learn from the best, to be the best, and to take his career beyond any limitations that was ever set for him. All right, let's jump right into the match. We start off with Sanada and Naito double teaming on Hanari, but Hanari manages to hit Naito with an elbow and then a kick to Naito as well, a punch to Shingo, and more kicks and chops to Naito, a suplex to Naito, goes for a cover, but Naito kicks out. Hanari tags out to Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb comes in with an elbow, absorbs all of Naito's kicks, and Cobb comes in with some knees to Naito's side, an elbow to Naito, and then a pin attempt. Naito kicks out at 2. Naito then tries to come back with some offense and give some strikes to Great-O-Khan, but Great-O-Khan comes in with those Mongolian chops. Naito tries for a kick. Shingo takes down Khan, but Cobb and Hanari are too powerful, even though there is a miscommunication in this match where Hanari is sent into Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb is now on the outside. Shingo manages to do a suplex to Hanari. Great-O-Khan comes in with a kick. Shingo with a elbow and then a punch and a clothesline takes down Great-O-Khan. And this was the same setup that happened between Jeff Cobb and Will Ospreay during the Road 2 series, where sometimes in their preliminary matches, the opponent would definitely send Cobb into Ospreay, or there'll be some type of miscommunications within those matches. And this is the same type of situation happening with Hanari, but a couple more matches, these guys would definitely be in sync to take on any and all challengers. The Great-O-Khan manages to get the boot up, but Shingo captures it. And Shingo comes in with a short arm clothesline. Great-O-Khan manages to capture Shingo in a deep arm drag after that. Jeff Cobb and Shingo have a forearm exchange and then a side suplex to Cobb by Shingo with help from the ropes. Jeff Cobb comes in with a slam to Sanada, then tags in Hanari. Hanari comes in and chokes Sanada with his foot and then does a Blue Thunder Bomb to Sanada, covers Sanada, and Sanada kicks out. Now there is a triple team attack on Sanada. Shingo comes in and breaks up that pin attempt. Sanada does skull end. However, Khan comes in with a boot to Sanada to break up that submission hold. Khan counters the swinging DDT by Naito and comes in with a big tackle. Cobb saves Khan by pushing him to the ropes as he counters Shingo's oncoming attack with a spinning slam. Then we get Sanada coming in with a drop kick. Hanari then ducks Sanada's leap into the ring and gets caught by Cobb. And Cobb does toward the islands on Sanada. Hanari comes in with a Death Valley driver, which I believe he's calling it Streets of Rage, according to his Twitter. And he does that move to Sanada. Hanari covers Sanada and picks up the victory for his team, the United Empire. And it definitely feels good to be a winner. All right, if you guys enjoyed that analysis of Great-O-Khan, Jeff Cobb, and Aaron Hanari of the United Empire taking on LIJ members Naito, Shingo, and Sanada, and all my little story tidbits in there too. If you guys want to leave me your thoughts and tell me what you thought of the match, that'll be great. Head over to anchor.fm/Square Circle Podcast. There is a little button there that says voice message. You could definitely leave me a voice comment. And over on the Twitter side, make sure to be following me at Marie_Shadows to keep the conversation going of New Japan Pro Wrestling Sakura Genesis.